What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the one and only, the OPPO Find X5 Pro. This is a super premium device from OPPO that competes with other premium devices like the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and the iPhone 13 Pro. Of course, when you get one of these premium devices, you can also expect a fairly premium price for it. So this one is quite expensive, it retails for about 1300 euros here in Europe. So when you pay that much for a phone, of course, the expectations are gonna be pretty high as well. Now, this one was released about 3 months ago, I'm gonna say, and I've had this particular one for about a month and a half. And yes, I know I am a bit late to this video, but as they say, better late than never. Alright, so why don't we start this video by checking out what comes in the box with this. Alright, so in the box you're gonna find a case for the phone. That's definitely a nice addition because a lot of new phones these days don't come with much in the box. Aside from that, you're gonna find a premium service card. We have the safety guide, a small user manual. We also have the SIM card tray ejection tool. We have a USB-A to a USB-C cable. We have a little USB-A to a USB-C adapter. So you'd use this to transfer data from your old phone to the new phone. And aside from that, you're gonna find a 80-watt fast charger. Once again, a nice addition because a lot of new phones don't actually come with a charger in the box. So if you're using this charger to charge the X5 Pro, charging it takes about 35 to 40 minutes. I'm gonna say under 40 minutes depending how hot the device is and so on, but still pretty fast charging and a lot faster than the charging that you'd get on the iPhone 13 Pro. Inside the X5 Pro, we have a 5000 mAh battery, and I have to say I was quite surprised by how good the battery life on this device is. You can easily get about 8 hours of screen on time for day-to-day usage. So if you're using this phone full-time, you can easily get 8 hours of screen on time. So you're never gonna have to charge this phone twice in the same day. Well, at least the way I use my phone. So much better than a lot of flagships these days. Inside this phone we also have the super powerful Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, so the same processor that we have inside the Samsung Galaxy S22 or the S22 Ultra, depending on the region where you're buying that device. So you can expect really good performance from this device as well. These are a couple of scores that I got on the Antutu benchmark with the OPPO Find X5 Pro. One of the scores was done on the performance mode and the other score I got on the regular mode. So just so you have an idea of the phone's performance. Now this one is using a custom NPU, so different image and video processing compared to other devices like the Samsung Galaxy S22, just to give you an example. And I've also done a couple of camera comparison videos between this device and the iPhone 13 and this device and of course the Samsung Galaxy S22. And I will leave links to those in the video's description or the top right corner. So if you want to see what the cameras on the back of this phone can do, definitely check out those camera comparisons. The build quality of this device is also quite impressive, but at that price range I was kind of expecting that. So I have the white version of this device, as you can see for yourself, and I feel that the white version looks the best because the other one that's black doesn't actually show the phone that nicely as the white, at least in my opinion. So I absolutely love the white color of this. So the back here is made out of ceramic. So of course, since this is ceramic, it's not gonna get scratched that easily, it's not gonna break that easily, but it is ideal if you don't drop the phone, of course. Now the back is also extremely slippery. So sometimes you put the phone on the desk and it's just gonna slip off the desk. So be careful with that, it is extremely slippery. The phone's frame is also made out of metal, just as you'd expect from a premium device, and it does feel really nice in hand. It has this curved shape, I'm gonna say. On the front of the device, we have a 6.7-inch AMOLED screen that has a refresh rate of 120 Hz and a Quad HD resolution. This is also a curved screen. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of curved screens anymore. We've had our share of curved screens over time. But lately I do prefer flat screens, but again, this is something that everyone has different preferences on. So you may actually like that curved screen. Personally, I'm not a fan of it and I can't wait for the next generation when maybe they're gonna have a flat screen, but who knows. The peak brightness for this screen is 1300 nits, so not as high as the peak brightness that you would get on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. However, you can easily see this phone, so the screen in direct sunlight. So overall, this is a beautiful looking screen, just as good as you'd find on any other flagship out there. There is also an in-screen fingerprint scanner, and this one works just as well as the one on the S22. So it takes about half a second from the time you touch it for the phone to unlock. And of course, the phone also supports face unlocking. So if you don't want to use that in-screen fingerprint scanner, you can always use that face unlocking. So as I mentioned earlier, the phone's frame is made out of metal. So you have the power button on the right hand side here. At the top there we have the hole for another microphone. At the bottom we have the SIM card tray slot. So this device can take 2 SIM cards, but it cannot take an SD card, which is the case with most flagships these days. We have the USB-C port, and then we have the second speaker. So you have one speaker at the bottom and one at the top here, and the speakers do sound quite good as well. And I guess next I'm going to show you a quick example just so you can hear how those speakers sound like. Performance-wise, as you'd expect from that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and for this particular device that's paired with 12 gigs of RAM, any application or any game that you're going to be using on the device works really well. But you'd expect that for even cheaper devices that are like 5 times cheaper than this. So of course, this has to work really well. Now, I've tried quite a few phones that use that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and I've noticed that all the phones get extremely hot, and this is the case with this device as well. So if you play a game for like an hour, the phone does get quite hot, and of course, the hotter the phone gets, you're gonna start getting some thermal throttling, therefore the performance will kind of go down. So this is not a problem with this particular device. I think it's more of an issue with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. And the only phones that I've noticed that can handle something like that are the ones that have a physical fan inside and that can cool down that CPU better. So if you're buying this phone to play a lot of games, keep in mind the phone will get quite hot after playing a game for a while. ColorOS, on the other hand, which is basically OPPO's launcher for this device, works much better than the One UI that you'd get on the Samsung Galaxy S22. This year the S22 has been pretty bad, so using a device like this that feels fluid for pretty much everything that you're doing is quite nice. Now, there are a few apps that come pre-installed, a few apps that nobody wants. So for example, we have Booking.com or Amazon Shopping. I feel that when you pay a premium for a device like this, you don't exactly want those applications to come pre-installed on the device. But other than that, yes, ColorOS works really well, and the phone did get quite a few updates over the past month and a half that I've been using the phone. So they are on top of those updates constantly. And lastly, cameras, because cameras are a pretty big part for this particular device. Now, one thing that I found a bit strange, I'm gonna say, is the fact that the front-facing camera cannot record in 4K. So the maximum recording resolution for that front-facing camera is 1080p, and I was definitely expecting 4K recordings from that front-facing camera. I find that a bit strange, I'm gonna say. As for the back cameras here, the rear cameras, we have the main camera, we have an ultra-wide camera, and then we have a 2x telephoto lens. Now, the cameras have a lot of potential, but like any other phone, it depends on who's taking pictures, it depends on your imagination and so on. So I did take about 300-400 pictures with this phone over the past month and a half, and I'm gonna place some of those pictures on the screen so you can see them. And as I mentioned earlier, I did do those 2 camera comparisons. So if you want to see more sample pictures, more sample videos, and see how those pictures compare with a device like the iPhone 13 or the Samsung Galaxy S22, definitely check out those camera comparisons. So the cameras on this phone have a lot of potential, as you've seen for yourself. But what do you guys think? Do you feel that the cameras on it are better than the cameras that you get on a flagship from Samsung or the cameras that you get on a flagship from Apple? Definitely leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Personally, because the cameras have been hyped so much, I had some really crazy expectations for the cameras on the back of this phone. Not necessarily the front camera, but definitely the rear cameras. And I feel that I can take the same pictures with a lot of other phones that I can take with this particular phone. Now, to quickly conclude this video, if you are looking for a premium device and you also want a flagship device, but you want to be a bit different, you don't want to have the same Samsung Galaxy S22 that everyone is having or the same iPhone 13, this is definitely a very nice phone. I mean, it does feel premium, it does look premium. I think it actually looks better than the S22 and the iPhone 13. This back does look quite impressive. It is a fast phone, it has great performance, great battery life, a beautiful screen, and the cameras have a lot of potential depending on your imagination, of course, and what you can do with those cameras. But it is an expensive phone, so it will be hard to sell a phone like this, in my opinion. Alright guys, definitely leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts about the OPPO Find X5 Pro. Hopefully you did like the video, don't forget to press that like button and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.